Yo, what's going on, peeps? Derek here, bringing you the return of It Came From the 80s. I'm back now with this series. I know I have fans of the series, I hope still. And I have to say, I kind of missed it. That's why I kind of did one in the middle. Well, there was two episodes I added. One was actually a co-review that was supposed to go on there a little earlier than it did. But we had technical issues with, internet and stuff. And so we went on after the fact, and it was pretty awesome that I did a co-review for this series with the horror file, which is pretty dope. Pieces, check that review out. And of course I did Mona Lisa, which is a non-horror film, but that's why I kind of slipped it in there. Because it wasn't a 31 day of horror thing, because I was mostly watching horror films for that series. And I gotta say, I really missed the series, so I'm back now, full force, rejuvenated, cleaned up, and I got an interesting one for you. Since my last film was an Austrian film from the 80s, I decided to bring you back the series with a film from Germany from the 80s. And what I got from you guys was actually released by Mondo Macabro, which is an awesome company, I might add. And it goes by the title of The Fan, released from 1982. Very interesting title for a film, I have to say. Don't get this confused with The Fan with Wesley Snipes. It's directed by Eckhard Schmidt and stars Desiree Narschbusch. I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. And the main plot of this one, we follow our main character of Simone. She's a young girl in school. She's very alienated herself with society, because you find out she's become obsessed with this pop star that she listens to all the time named R. That's the only thing that he goes by in the film is R. And what happens is everyone starts seeing Simone changing and stuff, and her parents start noticing her. The school sends letters home and the way I think she sends fan mail every day to R, and she goes to the post office every day just waiting for a letter or something. Till one time she actually ends up leaving and going to where R is actually going to perform live, like a TV show type deal. And what happens after that is Simone ends up meeting R, and they end up having this relationship thing going on during this day of when she met him. Then there's some twists that happen towards the end of the film, and that's when the real where I'm gonna stop saying what's gonna happen. That's the major plot of the film. And my thoughts are, this is a really interesting character study of somebody who would be an obsessive compulsive fan. You don't really get to see a lot of these type of films really. And the days that lead up to these two meeting, Desiree, you could see that she writes love letters to R all the time. And I gotta say, Desiree Narbusch, she does an excellent job in this film. And the direction is brilliant, and I have to say, if you like 80s soundtracks, the soundtrack's killer. It's by Rheingold, I think that's how you pronounce who composed the soundtrack. It's really poppy and 80s and has great synth and kind of a dance synth score, because it's about a pop artist. So you have those, you know how those 80s pop songs were. Well, this is their version of a German pop song, and it's really catchy, and I really enjoyed the songs in it because they do remind me, like, even though it's like a language barrier with the music, it does remind me of like songs from the '80s from the States also. This is really awesome because this film shows like the soundtrack, which is very awesome and very '80s, into this film about a obsessive compulsive fan. Now, I know this one might scare some people away with what I'm about to say. This film has a very slow burn stature because you follow Simone through like going to the post office, going to school. She has like a guy that likes her, but she doesn't like him type deal at school, dealing with her parents. And yeah, that's pretty much happens through most of the film until she goes on the road. She meets a few other characters. One's kind of like a sleazy dude, and then after she meets Ara, that's when things start to really cool down for a bit because until this tension happens, then the film goes into a fucking insane direction that I never saw a film go. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. If you like slow burning films with like awesome soundtracks, and it's shot beautifully, I have to mention that. I could recommend this enough because I really highly enjoyed this film because I enjoy slow burning films, and this one has awesome like tension and gripping and just an awesome story, and has great acting, especially by the lead actress in this film. And if I hit to rate The Fan while thinking about it for a first time watch for me, I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. That's how much I highly enjoyed this film. It's wicked awesome. Mondo Macabro surprised me with another one. And they're a great company. Support them. Awesome release and awesome flick. 9 out of 10 for The Fan. Alright guys, that's it for what I got for It Came From The '80s. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it's been a while and I'm catching on with the '80s again. I did a few '80 films in the 31 Day series where I tried to make it not so I didn't run out of films, but you never knew because all these companies are releasing these awesome films from the '80s, like The Fan. So check it out and check you later. Peace out.